Well, good morning. My name is Sam Nugent with E3 Partners, and on this uh, conference call right now, we have Jose Ruby. Jose is the leader that we're going to be working with in a place called LaLima, which is in banana plantations just south of San Pedro Sula. And so we're really excited that we're going to get to work with Jose. Also online is April Donahue. April works in the school system in a parish down in Lake Charles, Louisiana. She probably won't be able to stay on this call the whole time, but we're going to let her ask Jose some questions about this particular trip. And she's also on E3 staff. She'll be the leader. I'm going to be kind of taking a number two approach. Okay, she's going to be Captain Kirk, and I'm going to be Spock. Okay, and then next to her is David Wang. David, I've known David for a long, long time. He's part of the Chinese church in Austin, Texas, and he has got several people that are his friends. They're in small groups together who are interested in this trip, and we hope to answer questions that they may have so they can make an informed decision. First of all, Jose, in just a few seconds, could you tell us a little bit about your testimony about how God saved you?
So basically, I was living a reckless life. I was doing the nightclub thing from 10 in the morning all the way to 6 a.m. Probably just go home, go to sleep for a couple hours, and then just go back. Used to mess with drugs and all that. And I mean, it was just about me. But just one morning, I remember maybe 6 in the morning coming from a nightclub, and I just telling God, if I could just make it home, I give it all. So I was driving home, throwing my drugs out of the window, and I just wanted to make it home. It was a Christian who let me live with him, and I was living that double life. And I just said, if I could just make it there. And it was about 6, 7, I was walking down the street, and I made it home. And I just remember opening the door and just dropping down on my knees. And I just felt like something lifted off of me. I just felt so free. And 2 weeks, the Lord just had me in that house, just a hunger for the word, I used to watch TBN all day, every day. And then the second week, he had me go out for an hour to share, to evangelize. I didn't even know what I was going to say. I passed up a couple people, but then I started getting comfortable, and so that's where I knew that he called me to go out and share the gospel in the streets. And here I am now, 9 years later.
Okay, man, I appreciate that. So now you know a little bit about Jose. He's just a sinner saved by grace, right? And he does a great job. He's full time. He doesn't do evangelism discipleship on a part time basis. This is his full time ministry. April, you got any specific questions you want to pop at Jose, specifically about LaLima and what we'll be doing there?
So it really, this is a brand new area for me, even though I've passed it every time whenever we would drive from the airport, to El Progreso to, one of our meeting places. So Jose, I know that you've been all over in that area. And whenever you and I talked, like, what was the draw for you to go to these banana plantations? What were you feeling whenever obviously it would be the Holy Spirit, but what were you feeling whenever you drove there and said, yeah, this is where we need to be?
Well, first I think it was God ordained, just because I got connected to one of my leaders with another missionary, American missionary, who we made a good conversation. We had a good connection, and she told me she was working with some churches inside of the plantain, in Lima. And so after that, we made good connections. I started talking to her about the tools. And so we made a connection to be able to go do a 411 with them. And that's kind of what drove me to go in there. And it's maybe about 30 to 45 minutes. Once you start driving into the banana fields, it's about 30 minutes deep in there. So it's very deep, and it's very big. So that's kind of what drove us to go into that place and meet the pastors.
Now, Jose, used a term called 411.
That's what I was just about to say.
Yeah, go ahead and ask your question.
So you absolutely just said exactly what you and I know that we are going to go do, like go do the 411. And so if you can just explain briefly what it is that you, with No Place Left, with our tools that we have, with the 411, church planting, kind of all of that encompassed briefly. And look, if I have to disappear, it's not because I don't love you guys, but I hear some of the classes moving around, so I might have to go. So go ahead, Jose. Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. So basically, you know, the good thing about what we have, the tools we have, is a double sword, right? So basically, one side is to go win souls, but the second one is to train and disciple already believers on how to go and share, you know, their faith and disciple people. So that's what the 411 is, basically answers the questions of why should I do this? How should I do this? Who to do it with and what to say. And so it's all basically 411 means 4 questions in one sheet within 1 hour. So we go through simple, reproducible tools that would teach a new believer or an existing believer of how to share their faith without having to go so far out.
Okay, and I promise you, we're going to train you before we go. Okay, we'll have training events. Even though I live in Alabama, April lives in Louisiana, David lives in Austin, Texas. Thank God for Zoom, because that's what we're going to use to do training. Hey, David, what question would you have for Jose this morning?
Yeah, Jose, what are we going to be doing with the banana farmers in regards to ministry, other than sharing 411? Are we going to be working alongside them when we share the gospel? Are we doing some sort of group gathering so we can share in a skit type of situation? What kind of day-to-day activity do you foresee us doing?
Okay, so David, our main mission is to work alongside them. I mean, I'm pretty sure there will be some banana farmers, but there's a big community there. Yesterday I talked to the pastors. There's 5 communities within that field. So we're going to be breaking up into teams and working with the 5 different areas, 5 sectors, with their pastors and their people. So the main focus is going to be 2 things. It's going out to sharing the gospel, but also training their people of how to do the follow-up and continue to work with them. We most likely won't be doing any other activities other than training and evangelizing. I did talk to them yesterday about maybe having some activities with the kids, you know, because we know there's some people with some, you know, that love working with kids. So we'll gather that together. And then another thing is maybe with the glasses. I know that Sam brought that up, you know, where we might have some people that are not able to walk as much, but they might be at the church. And so they might, you know, announce, you know, an event where they can come on that day and they can share maybe glasses with them, but at the same time share the gospel. So we're gospel sharing this whole week and training the whole week.
Yeah, the 5 teams will be assigned one of those 5 locations. So we'll send out, you know, I hope we have 20 people. So that would be 4 Americans going to one site, but they go to the same site every day. Okay. Now, he said a minute ago, there's probably 400 people who live in all of these places. Could you imagine how much we can do in just 1 week with a team of 20 or more, going out every day, seeing these people, sharing the gospel, doing discipleship, doing training with them, okay? The thing about glasses, the thing about water filters, which we haven't mentioned yet, we have a couple by the name of Robert and Diane Dutton. They made a decision a couple of weeks ago. They're going on the May 28th trip, which is in San Manuel, but they decided they want to stay and they want to go to LaLima. And so they're going to be bringing the glasses, okay? And so Diane can't walk real well. So we're going to station her every day in a different of the 5 locations. And we're going to make sure the people in that community know if you need readers, that's what I got on, they can go and find her. She'll be in a place we know, okay? It might be a church, it might be a house, but they will go there. They don't just get a pair of glasses. The gospel will be presented to them as well. Okay, we're going to try to do water filters too. Sometimes people are drinking water that's it's not clean. Okay, it's got stuff in it. So we're going to take little water filters. They can connect to the faucet if they have a faucet. They can put in a 5-gallon bucket and let gravity take its course and go through the filter. And we're going to place these in houses of peace. Now, we'll go into a lot of detail about what is a house of peace, what is a person of peace. We'll talk about it during our training, but we place it there. Then we give them instruction. Don't just filter your water. Allow your neighbors to come and filter their water too. And then as they're sitting there waiting for it to go through the process of cleaning, you share a story with them. Okay. So we're going to look for people who will actually be persons of peace in a house of peace that will use clean water as a tool to draw people into their home to share the gospel. Jose, do you like that idea?
Yes, yes. I definitely like the idea. And David, I did want to answer. We will be doing gatherings usually on the first or second day. I mean, if we get there and they let us in their home, we will be doing, Bible studies right there and then, because, well, that's what biblically teaches us, don't go house to house. So they open the house, we'll go in there and do a Bible study, and we'll do a gathering, and then we'll do a second follow-up. So it's not about hitting the quantity of people, but just getting the quality of people. So if we got to work with 1 or 2 families the whole week, that group, or then that's what we'll do, but usually it works out more than that.
David, you got any more questions?
Yeah, are these indigenous people that are working in the banana plantations? Have they heard of the gospel before?
That's a good question. We're going in this together. This is a whole new, because we're branching out. That's as I see 3 is branching out from LaSabre, has been working in LaSabre. We're going to a new department, and I think we're gonna take a good bite, on this season. And so it's a new place. I mean, we're all gonna go in there kind of. I'm gonna take a couple more trips there just to prepare them, do some training with them, so we can speak the same language. But I'm not sure what we're gonna find. I'm not sure what I'm gonna find. It might just be straight Honduran, but like I said, it is like 45 minutes deep in there, so I might find something different. But yeah, no, they're just that. What I went the last time, it was, we trained their leaders, but they look normal. They look like, not maybe not, and I'm not saying not normal, but not out of, just dressed the same as us and everything. So yeah.
Well, there's a big population of people called the Garifuna, and we would call them African American here, but they're from African descent, and sometimes they may dress a little bit different. Their language may sound a little bit different, but Spanish or Espanol is the number 1 language in that country. So don't worry about that. And also, as we're talking about that, you guys that are listening to this video from maybe Austin or from Louisiana, my Spanish is awful. Jose will tell you, my Spanish is pathetic. Okay. I've tried to speak a little bit with him, and he'll say, Sam, just stop. Okay. So we will have translators. All right. Jose will make sure that he has trained these translators, that they know this information already. So if we say something stupid, they'll fix it. Okay. But we'll be working with a translator. We're also going to be working with a national, a Honduran, because, we're here today and gone tomorrow. So what's going to happen when we go home? What's going to happen when our week is over and we get on that plane and we start heading back to the United States? Are these new baby Christians going to just say, well, good luck, baby? No. We're going to be working with people who are local to the banana plantations. A lot of those people, Jose, got trained about a month ago now down in, I can't remember the name of the city where we were training, but in Progreso. But they came to that training. We had 73 people who came, and part of the folks were from LaLima. And Jose's also got some people in a nearby area called Chaloma, and they may come over and help join us for the experience of doing that. Now, it'll be a little bit too far for them to do weekly trips to go do training, but just understand, we don't ever send an American out solo. That's a big no-no, okay? Everybody's going to have partners, okay? That's why it's called E3 partners. And one of your partners will be a translator. The other will be national workers, national believers, people who love the Lord and who have a desire in their heart to see their own nation come to Christ. So when Jose, he just said it, I'm going to make at least 2 more trips over to LaLima. Okay. He doesn't live in LaLima. He lives in La Ceiba. So he's going to get on a bus. He's going to travel 3 or 4 hours. He's going to go there. He's going to be gathering up the Christian people, the pastors, and he's going to make sure that they understand thoroughly what their responsibility is. And then when we get there, we get paired up. Okay. Jose, are you going to teach them anything different than I'm going to teach the Americans? No.
Nope.
We're all going to learn exactly the same thing. It's called the 4 fields, and the primary tool is 411. Now, 411 has got 5 tools embedded in it. Okay. And we're going to learn all of those tools together. It's not hard. It's simple, and it's biblical, and it's transferable. Okay. So we're going to learn that. All right, David, last question. Make it a good one.
Let's see. I think that's all the questions that I had.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, because of this new technology we have called WhatsApp, Jose is easily able to communicate with us. And guess how much it costs? Nothing. It's a free app, and it's very safe because it's encrypted on both sides. From the sending and the receiving side, it's encrypted. So you don't have to worry about somebody hacking in and stealing your identity and things like that. I love WhatsApp. It's great. And you can video call, you can text, you can send stuff as an attachment or whatever you want to do. So we'll make sure that that if you need to get in touch with us, with David, with April, with Jose, that would certainly be something that you can do. Hey, listen, before we leave, Jose, why don't you give these people a plea? Why do you want them to come to the country where you're living to help you and be your partner?
Yes, well, I feel in my heart that the Lord, has sent me here, or at least through my, my testimony. I'm not saying that the Lord is the one, but maybe because of my errors, it costs something, for me to be here in Honduras. But because I've said, Lord, I want to be used, the Lord has done something great, even through, through my past. So I just believe that there's some people here, they're hungry for the word. They know the word. And when Americans or anybody from another country come out, they're more willing to hear, so it's very important that you guys come out here, because the past trips that Americans that came out, or foreigners that came out, we've had people, we're still doing follow-ups with them. So it's very impactful that they see that people will take their time, their efforts, their money to come and to sow love into them. So that's why it's very important to have teams come out. And I believe that with you guys coming out, it's going to make a great impact. It's going to leave us some work here to do some follow-ups and discipleship.
One of the wonderful things that happened this past summer, a team was working with Jose in a community close to where he lived. And Jose has been working hard to get into a prison. And these people said, we would like some of the Americans to come and speak. And they did. And the result of that is Jose was given opportunity to go into the prison on a weekly basis. Some of these prisoners now are teaching the other prisoners how to do it. And I mean, it's been amazing, hasn't it, Jose? We're kind of like worms on a hook. We're bait. So, David, you're going to look a little bit different than people down there. All right. You got that Asian look. Okay. What do I look like? I look like an old fat white man from Alabama. Okay. But we talk different. We look different. And because of that, their curiosity goes, whoop, because they want to know, why have you come to my home? Why did you knock on my door? And so they're going to be interested to hear the story that we have to tell. Listen, we got to go, but I want to tell you this. David and April are going to send to you this video. And at the bottom of the video, they're going to put a link, and that link is how to sign up to go on the trip to LaLima, June the 4th, okay? June the 4th through the 12th. On the last day, we're going to have something a little unusual. We're going to get on a bus and we're going to travel to a coffee plantation. So you're going to be in a banana plantation working 5 days. We're going to take a day off to have fun. And then before we go home, we're going to go to a coffee plantation and we're going to share the love of God with the people who work there too. So you're going to get two different distinct ministries as we go down to work in the area called LaLima. Hey guys, thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for watching this video. And my prayer is that you will understand that when Jesus said, go and make disciples, he was not just telling that to the few people standing there. That command is for you too. If you're a follower of Christ, if you love the Lord, if you call yourself Christian, then that command is for you too. So make a decision to go. We'll help you. We'll train you. We'll be there with you. April, David, we're going to be there. We're not sending you. We're going with you. Okay. And Jose, our friend, is going to be there too. All right. So thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And now we're just praying for you as you make that decision to follow Christ. You know.